great afternoon. I pulled cards. I wanted to see what we've got here with Trump, his losses that he's going to face with his properties, etc. So what I got underneath of it all is the whole Trumpian empire, okay? Above it, what we have that's ruling this is an endpoint to, again, some of his properties, etc. That's what we're asking about. Mar-a-Lago, etc. You know, like Trump Tower that he's, fascinated with, going down the escalator. You know, the 10,000 square foot thing that miraculously wound up being 30,000 square feet. So what we have going on with that now is he's having nightmares about it, okay? About the ending of his empire when it comes to his physical properties. Can't make this up. So at the center of it, this is what he's fighting with. He's struggling with it, the action that's coming down on this, because now he's got to come up with that money. And while he says he's going to fight this, he's got to levy a bond. He's got to pony up the money, okay? And he's not going to have that kind of cash on hand. So what we have underneath of it is the history, what they're looking at with this. He is struggling when it comes to holding on to power, holding on to the action, being able to control it. Above it, we have his fishtails, what he's trying to feed the people, the mentality that he's trying to construct, trying to build by selling his gold sneakers and his and the eau de peau cologne that he's hawking, And so what we have going on now, he's out in the cold when it comes to moving forward. He's struggling. Not even the evangelicals that can help him with this at the moment. And in the past now, we have this retreating when it comes to going forward. So he is not going to do well with hanging on to properties, etc. He's trying to do everything he can, hawking sneakers at $400 a pair, which I'm sure are made in China, okay? Now, I did see, they said that one MAGA person, he signed a pair of sneakers and they gave him $9,000. $9,000 is a lot of money for a pair of sneakers, but it's not going to make a dent in the 300, well, it's going to be over 400, and that interest is accruing daily until he pays what he needs to pay. So it's over $400 million. $500 million now, and it's going to keep accruing. And he may talk the big talk that he's going to appeal it, but he's got to come up with the money to secure a bond. Okay, and this reading is saying he is absolutely stressing. He's trying to come up with anything he can do. Even to the point of, that is low class, no class for an ex-president to be out there at Sneaker Con hawking sneakers. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, okay? He's like a carnival barker out there now. How low can you go? How absolutely, can you imagine if Obama or Biden was out there hawking sneakers? What they'd be saying? Oh, it's Trump, so it's okay, Yeah. No, that shows the desperation. And the desperation is apparent. Again, he's having sleepless nights. He's struggling with this. The whole empire is gone. It's done. He sees it, fading fast. And while they may talk a big talk, and again, Alina Habba was out there and was talking about they need to throw out the case against him for stealing the documents because Biden's not getting charged, so they need to throw it out for Trump. And Biden is not out there stealing documents and hawking them to whoever will pay the most money, and out there showing them, having big dinner parties where he's out there showing them, oh, look at what I've got. No, he's not doing any of that. So Alina Habba, again, is just, she's in the ozones, okay? Deer caught in the headlights. Oh, wind up the little robot doll that winds up and he programs what she's going to say, and she's out there, so good luck with that. His mouthpiece. Okay. So anyway, that's what I get for him. He is absolutely terrified that he is going to have to sell off those properties. And they just put even harsher things on him with the monitor, okay? Monitoring the business for the next 3 years. If he thinks he was being monitored before and he was crying about it, now it's even more egregious, more strong, more... Just tell us what you need to do. Okay, he's asking that judge that's monitoring his stuff. Just tell us what you need to do. Okay. So let's pull cards and see how is that going to go, this monitoring, because he's still trying to pull a fast one. He tried to move money. He was doing, a lot of other things illegally. And she said he's still trying to pull this nonsense. And so the judge has said, even stronger, stricter things for the next 3 years of being monitored for every single penny that he has. And he has to go and ask permission before they can do anything. Oh, that's just going to really rub him, isn't it? You got to go to this woman and ask permission before you do anything with the company now. So let's see, how is this going to go? Oh, well, I think that tells everything. It's a catastrophe for him, okay? An absolute catastrophe. Blowing up. I just see Trump Tower there. It's exploding, and he's imploding with this. Okay, above it all, big emotion, drama. What's crossing it? Again, he's out in the cold with this. When it comes to Trump Tower, etc. At the center of it, we have him trying to hold on to power. And the foundation is, the history of what he's done that he's going to have to deal with now. Okay? Going into it, we have the judgment of the court. And so what's going on now? It's affecting his whole world. Above it, we have the burden that he's carrying and the foundation underneath of it, with him trying to figure out how he's going to control, how he's going to rule, how he's going to do anything, because they have got him. Okay, the challenge is feeling absolutely tied up. And he doesn't see a way forward because they've got him, absolutely tied up. The outcome is she is the one that is holding on to this and looking into the cup, looking into what is happening with this. Above it, we have the sage, we have the advisors, we have what is happening, and he's got to go to her, okay, for the advice, and juggling every penny, okay, and underneath of it all, we have what? The ones that he is in bed with or trying to do business with or connected to. Even, his kids, they're all out in the cold, and this is imploding when it comes to their properties and how this is going forward and how they can act, okay? They're out in the cold when it comes to anything to do with the Trumpian empire. At the center of it, we have, he's being constrained with what actions he can do, okay? He's at the center of it, whatever actions that he is doing. Because why? Underneath of it, the foundation is the history of the way that he was controlling things before, and now he's to the point where everything has to be juggled up in the air. He has no ability to control it any longer. So above it, very emotional, the burden that he's got to go to somebody else, he kind of has to bow down when it comes to doing anything with the Trumpian empire when it comes to New York, the business from New York, okay? So what we have now, this is affecting his world and the challenges. He is tied up 10 ways to Sunday. In the past, we have the judgment, and the outcome is she is the one that is monitoring this. The lid is off. She knows exactly what has going on with his company, with his empire, what he's trying to do. She's got the lid off, and she is looking into it and seeing exactly what they can do and what they can't do. So, yeah, they are absolutely fit to be tied when it comes to New York, any type of business there, properties, and as much as he's got Alina Habba out there, and he's going to talk the big talk, the fact that he's out there at SneakerCon trying to hawk gold tennis shoes and has a GoFundMe page, to help him, there's no way that he is going to get enough money to pay this without selling off some of his properties, some of his assets, okay? Because he can't just ignore it and not pay it. They will grab onto these properties if they have to. So we'll have to watch and see what happens with this, but it's not a good day for Trump. Okay, we'll put it that way. So on that note, we'll leave that here. We'll see you online.